Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High. Today, we're going to be talking about whom will you serve? As we look today, we are living in the end times, meaning that it's close to the end of the current world that we see today with our eyes. The monetary system that we're living by, all of the traditions of men, the lustful idols, the pagan gods, the wickedness, all the different sins is coming to an end. And Christ is going to return. And those who don't even follow the Bible or necessarily keep up with the prophecies, they can even see that something is not right. They can even see it. Okay? So let's start it off right now. Let's go to Joshua chapter 24, verse 1 through 2. And it says, And Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel to Shechem, and called for the elders of Israel, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers. And they presented themselves before Elohim. And Joshua said unto all the people, Thus say Yah Elohim of Israel, Your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time, even Terah, the father of Abraham and the father of Nachor, and they serve other gods. Now remember, in the book of Matthew, Christ told his disciples that just like in the times of Noah, it would be in the end times before he returned. They would be eating, drinking, and marrying, and not worrying about the times that they are living in. And this is what happened in Noah days. In Noah days, the people were drinking, partying, fornicating, worshiping other gods, and they wasn't worried about the flood coming, even though Noah was teaching them, warning them, prophesying to them that the flood was definitely coming. But they didn't believe. And what ended up happening? They got swept away. This is what the time that we're living in now, and this is unfortunately what's going to happen. But it has to happen so the Most High can cleanse the earth. He cleansed it with water, this time with fire. Okay? Let's go to Genesis chapter 6. Let's go to verse 5, and we're going to read to 9. It says, And Elohim saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And this is what we see today. The thoughts and the mindset of people today is only focused on doing evil. Okay? Verse 6, he says, And it repented Yah that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. When I read this, I feel some type of way. It's kind of sad when I read it, because to know that the Almighty felt sad in his heart that he created man. Why? Because man was not created to do the things that they were doing in the times of Noah, and they definitely wasn't created to do the things they are doing today. And when I say man, I'm talking about man and women, mankind, okay? Because the woman came from the man. I'm talking about mankind, okay? Doing all type of wickedness today, okay? And the Most High is not pleased with what he see today, so he has to come and put a stop to it, okay? Verse 7, it says, And Yah said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yah. So we know that he saved Noah. Noah found grace in his eyes. Why did he save Noah? Verse 9, These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with Elohim. See that? So Noah was perfect in his generations because all of the people before Noah, Enoch and all his ancestors, Methuselah, they walked with Yah, the Most High. And they taught their sons, and their sons taught their sons, all the way up to Noah. Okay? And Noah walked before the Most High. He wasn't doing the things that the other people were doing. That's why he was spared. It's the same thing that's going on today. Do not think that you're going to just magically just get saved. No, the Most High said those who, Yeshua, Christ said, those who do the will of my Father. Not those who say, Lord, Lord, that just call on the Lord. No, those who do his will are the ones that's going to be saved. Okay? So you got to be a doer. Okay? We have to change our mind. We have to change the way we live. We have to stop serving other gods. Let's go back to Joshua 24, verse 3 to 14. Okay? Joshua 24, verse 3 to 14. And I took your father Abraham from the other side of the flood and led him throughout all the land of Canaan and multiplied his seed and gave him Isaac. And I gave unto Isaac Jacob and Esau, and I gave unto Esau Mount Seir to possess it. But Jacob and his children went down into Egypt. I sent Moses also and Aaron, and I plagued Egypt, according to that which I did among them. And afterward I brought you out. And I brought your fathers out of Egypt, and you came unto the sea. And the Egyptians pursued after your fathers with chariots and horsemen unto the Red Sea. And when they cried unto Yah, he put darkness between you and the Egyptians, and brought the sea upon them, and covered them. And your eyes have seen what I have done in Egypt, and ye dwelt in the wilderness a long season. And I brought you into the land of the Amorites, which dwelt on the other side of Jordan. And they fought with you, and I gave them into your hand, that you might possess their land, and I destroyed them from before you. So he's telling the Israelites, look, I am the one that delivers you. I'm the one that delivered you out of Egypt. I'm the one that delivered you out of the hands of your enemies, the Canaanites, the Egyptians, the Moabites, all these different enemies that the Israelites had. I'm the one that delivered you. Okay? And it's the same way now. The Most High is the one that delivers us. Not money, not food, not your car, not your job, not your boss, not your COVID-19 vaccine. The Most High is the one that will deliver you ultimately in the end, because he is the one that gives you the breath of life. None of those things give you the breath. Only him. Those things don't breathe, talk. Only him. Okay? Verse 9. Then Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, arose and warred against Israel, and sent and called Balaam, the son of Beor, to curse you. But I would not hearken unto Balaam. Therefore he blessed you still. So I delivered you out of his hand. And you went over Jordan, and came unto Jericho. And the men of Jericho fought against you, the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And I delivered them into your hand. And I sent the hornet among you, which drove out them from before you, even the 2 kings of the Amorites, but not with the sword, nor with the bow. And I have given you a land for which you did not labor, and cities which you built not, and you dwell in them. Of the vineyards and the olive yards you planted not to eat. Now therefore fear Yah, and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve Yah. That's what he's telling them. The Most High is the one that delivered you. The Most High is the one that woke you up in the morning and gave you the breath of life. The Most High is the one that strengthened your hands that you can even have a job, or even make money, or even get a house, or even get a car. The Most High is the one that blessed you with the children that you have. The Most High is the one that brought you into the earth. When you was in your mother's womb, you were ultimately being shaped in your mother's womb by the Most High. Okay? That is a miracle within itself. So why would we go and put confidence and serve other deities and other gods? Okay? That does not make any sense. Let's go to verses 15 through 21. Okay? He says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve Yah, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yah. See? He told him, if it seem evil to you this day to serve Yah, you better choose this day who you're going to serve. Because many people would think, oh, this is a bad thing to serve Yah. You guys keep the Sabbath day. You don't do nothing on Saturdays. Yeah, because it's in the 10 Commandments that you probably have on your wall. It's the 4th commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And if you love Yah, you have to obey him. Okay, you have to make sacrifices. Christ said you have to count the cost. Okay, this walk is not silky smooth. You have to deny yourself and make sacrifices to walk before him. You have to put things away. You have to change your lifestyle. Okay, and he said, if you're going to serve Yah, serve Yah. Stop messing around. Stop celebrating all these wicked holidays, worshiping all these different gods, following all these different things, pagan things that you know is pagan, that people told you is pagan. You got to choose this day who you go serve. You can't be one and the other, because the time is coming. The time is coming that it's not going to be no more riding the fence. It's not going to be no more gray area. The Most High is not playing. This is why so many people are dying today, because the Most High is casting judgment. People say, oh, Satan, Satan, Satan. Satan is only here to tempt you to do evil. The Most High is the one that's judging people. He's the one that's sending the death angel to reap. Okay? And we know that you reap what you sow. So let's go to Jeremiah. I'm sorry, guys. Verse 16. And the people answered and said, Elohim forbid that we should forsake Yah to serve other gods. For Yah our Elohim, he is that brought us and our fathers out of the land of Egypt. So they acknowledging this. They said, Yah is the one that delivered us. So Yah forbid, we're not going to serve other gods. From the house of bondage, and which did those great signs in our sight, and preserved us in all the way wherein we went, and among all the people through whom we passed. And Yah drove out from before Saul the people, even the Amorites which dwell in the land. Therefore will we serve Yah, for he is our Elohim. And Joshua said unto the people, you cannot serve Yah, for he is an holy Elohim. He is a jealous Elohim. He will not forgive your transgressions, nor your sins. You see that? He's not telling them, hey, you can't serve Yah. He wants them to serve Yah. He's saying that you cannot serve Yah if you're going to continue to keep trying to serve other gods. It's not going to work. Yah is going to come against you. Yah does not play. I think people, they a lot of churches sensationalize Yah. The Most High, okay? They sensationalize everything that about his word, pretty much saying, hey, he's forgiving, he's merciful, he's all of that. He's definitely forgiving and merciful. His grace, oh my goodness, the grace that he has for us it's endless, because all of us supposed to be dead right now with all the wickedness that we have done, okay? But the point is that he's loving and he's merciful, but that's just not, that's not it. He's wrathful too, okay? In the book of Exodus, it said he's a terrible Elohim, because you don't want to get on his bad side. Because once you continue to keep sinning and you get on his bad side, the only thing left that he would do is cut you down, okay? Because he wants to see you bear some fruit. And he said, if this tree does not bear any fruit, this tree, I created this person to do right, but all they want to do is wrong their whole life, okay? They're not doing anything right. So you know what? I got to cut them down. They're worthless. I can't use them to the capacity that I want to use them. They can't fulfill the will and purpose why I created them. So I have to just take them out. And we don't want that. Okay? So verse 20, he says, if you forsake Yah and serve strange gods, then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you. You see this? This is the word. This is not me just saying, this is the Bible. After that he have done you good. And the people said unto Joshua, no, but we will serve Yah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 1 through 5. And it says, hear ye the word which Yah speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus say Yah, learn not the way of the heathen. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So what is Yah saying right here? He's telling our people to not learn the ways of the people that are round about you. Okay? We have to start thinking more critical. Stop thinking with your emotions all the time. Take the word of Yah for what it says. It's people around you that brought their traditions around you. They came from their countries and brought other gods. Buddha, okay? Saturnalia days. Ashtaroth, which is Easter. Halloween, okay? Taoism, which is a ancient Asian type of mythicism type of way of believing, okay? Which involves a lot of meditation. Meditation is not wrong, but the way they do meditation is wrong. Okay, Hinduism, all these different things these people brought from their country and they brought among you. And he's saying you're not supposed to learn their ways. You're supposed to follow me. Okay. He said, don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Why did he say that? The signs of heaven is the luminaries that's in the heavens, the sun, the moon, the stars. Okay. In many of the other nations, they worship the sun, the moon, and the stars. And how did they worship? What are some of the customs that they use to worship the sun, the moon, and the stars? Let's read verse 3. He says, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cut a tree out the forest, they'll work the hands of the workmen with the axe. You see that? So he said this person cut a tree out of the forest. Okay. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. You see that? So he said they take a tree out of the forest. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. What does that sound like? Come on now. That's Christmas all day. You take a tree out of the forest. How many people grew up or still today are bringing real trees into their homes? Fasten it with nails at the bottom of the tree so it won't move, just like he just said, that it move not. Decking the tree with silver and gold decorations. Okay, verse 5, they are upright as the palm tree. The tree sits straight up once you fasten it together. It sits straight up. It stands straight up in your house. But they speak not. They must needs be born because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. So Christmas is actually sun worship. Okay. This is why he said, learn not the way of the heathen, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. And he just showed you the customs that they follow to worship the signs of the heaven. This is why at Christmas they put the big star on the top of the tree and all these other different things that represents things that you don't even know. All the things that you do on this pagan day, Christmas, represents something. Santa is actually an evil character. Look it up. Elves is wicked. I know many of you guys saw Leprechaun, the movie. That was the realest depiction of an elf that I can think of in a movie. They actually killed people and ate people, okay? So reindeers, what do they got to do with Christ in the Bible? Oh, I only do it for the kids. Well, if you love your kids, then you need to stop doing it because their salvation you're putting on the line also. You're teaching your kids the ways of the world, the ways of Satan, the ways of the heathen. So if you really truly love your kids, you would have them stop celebrating Christmas. And you men, you have to lead the house, okay? You're hearing this word and you're seeing it in the scriptures and you know that it's wrong. You best believe the Most High is looking at you. The same way he looked at Adam when Adam said, well, it's the woman that you gave me. She the reason I ate from the fruit. No, it's you. Why did you even listen to her in the first place? Okay? Understand, brothers, any men that are listening, if you would just stand up and just say, look, we are not celebrating this. If your wife truly loves you and truly loves the Most High, Yeah, y'all may get into some arguments at first and stuff like that, but I guarantee you, if she truly believes, she's going to listen. She is going to listen, and she's going to eventually, I'm telling you, she's going to come along, but you have to put your foot down and stand up. This is what the Most High is requiring of you. Okay? This is what he is requiring of you. He wants us to do these things, to lead our household in the ways of righteousness if we truly love them, despite how they feel and their emotions and all these other things, okay? Let's go to Joshua, back to Joshua 24, verse 22 to 23. And it says, Joshua said unto the people, you are witnesses against yourselves that you have chosen you, Yah, to serve him. And they said, we are witnesses. Now therefore, put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you, and incline your heart unto Yah Elohim of Israel. You hear that? So Joshua told them, hey, put the gods away. If you say that you want to serve Yah, you have to do this. You have to put them away. Because he said the Most High will consume you. Okay? Let's not act like we don't, those who read Revelations and all other scriptures, let's not act like we don't know the things that the Most High said he's going to do on earth. And Peter said, if the righteous shall scarcely make it. You know what scarcely mean? Barely. Barely make it. He said, if the righteous shall scarcely make it into the kingdom of heaven, what shall happen to the wicked? Okay? This is why the Most High said only a remnant. When you look up the definition of remnant, it means only a small few will make it into the kingdom of heaven. It's not what many of these pastors, they are sensationalizing this thing and making it seem like it's so easy to get into the kingdom of heaven. Like so many people are going to make it. No, it's not that way. And if you truly understood that in your heart, you would not play around with the Most High. You would not play around. Let's go to Judges chapter 2. And we're going to go from verses 1 through to 15. And an angel of Yah came up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt, and I have brought you unto the land which I sware unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you. And ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. You shall throw down their altars, but you have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? See that? He said, you shall make no league. No league, meaning don't make agreements. Don't integrate. Don't mingle with the people that are around you until you start picking up their ways and their customs and their beliefs. This is not saying you're supposed to walk around like, ooh, I hate all these people. No, that's not what he's saying. Okay? The people around you, you can speak to them. You could show respect to them. They show respect to you. Okay? You may even be able to do business. You could be able to do business with them if it's not involving worshiping other gods and different things like that. You can even do business with them. Okay? But you're not supposed to pick up and follow their ways. And this is exactly what our people are doing today. This is exactly what they're doing today. Okay? If you do your research, you will see that Christmas and Halloween and all those days, they were not really celebrated like that before the European immigrations began. Okay? Because one thing about us, the so-called black people who are the Hebrews, look that up on your own leisure, it's right in the scriptures. We were here in this country before so many other nations came here. And anybody who knows history knows this. We were here for a very long time, okay? The only white people that were here at one point were like the British, maybe Portuguese, other little types of white people. But all these white people you see today, like the Irish and the Polacks and the Germans and the Swiss and the Italians and all these different people, they were not here. They came during the time, it was two different time frames that they came during immigration, okay? This is why on the movies like Godfather and stuff, you see these white people coming over here on boats and they see the Statue of Liberty, the American Dream, and they had the numbers on their chests, and they came over here to work in America. They came from their country, okay? And guess what? These people, many of the people they brought to this country were like they were the people that they didn't want in the country. They were like the quote unquote low people, okay? The poor, the criminals, okay? And what they did is they brought all their customs and their gods here. This is what happened. Look it up. Look at my video about Halloween, and I explained this, okay? So look what he says. He said, "Wherefore I said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides." See that? So he said, these people, I'm not going to drive them out. They're going to be as thorns in your sides. And if a thorn is in your side, it's like an irritable feeling, okay? It won't cause you to die, but it'll be so irritating. And guess what? Those same people are the same people today. And I'm speaking about those who are racist and prejudiced and the ones that hate us. And if any other nations of people are listening to this and you get offended, then hey, I guess you may fall into that category, because if you don't fall into that category, there's no reason for you to get offended. But those people that hate us and that are prejudiced against us, they are like thorns in our sides today. They are the ones that's killing your children, killing your husband, putting crack, cocaine, and all these different things into your community. They came and was hanging and lynching, your husband and your mother, okay, your grandmother, your grandfathers, okay. They were the ones that were putting on white sheets over their head and coming and terrorizing your neighborhoods, okay. These are the same people today. They are thorns in our sides. And look what he says, "And their God shall be a trap unto you." The same people that hung you and came and terrorized your neighborhood and burnt crosses in front of your house, killed your family, called you in all types of despicable names and words, mistreated you. Why would you go and worship their gods? It won't make any sense. Verse 4 says, "And it came to pass when the angel of Yah spake these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept. And it came to pass when the angel of Yah, verse 5, and they called the name of that place Boshem, and they sacrificed there unto Yahuwah. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man into his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served Yah all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of Yah that he did for Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Yah, died, being 110 years old." So Joshua was the leader. When Moses died, he took Moses' place and he led Israel into the land of Israel through the wilderness, okay? And Joshua was very stern about this, about keeping other gods from out the midst of the camp, okay? Telling them to put these gods away, judging people, okay? Because he didn't want evil to come in the midst of them, okay? But when Joshua died, let's see what they did. Because many of our people today, they got to have some type of person that they have hope in, okay? And this man Joshua was actually sent by the Most High. Many people that led our people in the past and today are not even sent by the Most High. This is why he said your leaders cause you to err. The Black Panthers and the civil rights movements and all these different things. Many of those people were not even sent by the Most High. Majority of them wasn't, I'm telling you, okay? And they caused us to err even more, okay? But they followed these people. And look at verse 9, it says, "And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath Heres, in the mount of Ephraim on the north side of the hill Gaash. And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation after them, which knew not Yah, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yah, and served Balaam." You see that? So these children rose up. They didn't see the works that Yah did, okay? When he split the Red Sea, when he caused fire to come down from the heavens, when he was in Mount Sinai, and he spoke to them, and fire and smoke came from the mountains. When Moses came from Mount Sinai with the 10 Commandments and his face was glowing, okay? When the clouds of light followed them and guided them, okay? So many miracles. When the water gushed out from the rocks, okay, in the midst of a desert. when he rained down manna, a special heavenly bread that they can eat when they had no food. These people didn't see any of these miracles. So guess what? Their chances of believing in Yah is a little more slim than the people that actually saw these things. Because he said that our people always need a sign or a miracle in order to believe. When he does signs and miracles throughout your life every single day, if you just pay attention. Okay? Now, verse 12, he says, and they forsook Yah their Elohim of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, and of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked Yah to anger. And they forsook Yah and served Baal and Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth is the same goddess that represents Easter. And I will do a video about that on another day. And the anger of Yah was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them. That means robbers. Spoilers are robbers. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Whithersoever they went out, the hand of Yah was against them for evil, as Yah had said, and as Yah had sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed. See that? They were greatly distressed. And when you look at our people today, we are greatly distressed. We are a distressed people because we turn away from the Most High. We refuse to follow him. We believe and follow everything that our oppressors tell us, but we don't believe and follow nothing that the Most High says. Verses 20 to 23, it says, and the anger of Yah was hot against Israel, and he said, because that this people have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice, I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died. You see that? So he said, okay, since you refuse to follow me, all these nations that you went to war with, I'm not going to allow you to conquer any of them. You're not going to drive them out. Okay? And these same nations, the same nations that are destroying you today, that hate you today, that despise you today, that want to kill you today, you still go and worship their gods. That doesn't make any sense, right? Now, verse 22, he says that through them I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of Yah to walk therein as their fathers did, keep it or not. So he said, these people are going to be around you and they're going to prove you whether you're going to listen to the Most High and do what he says, or you're going to listen to them. Many of our people in this country and all the other countries that we are in, all around the world, we refuse to follow Yah, but the same people that we know are trying to kill us, that we know are oppressing us. We know these things. We know they put crack in our community. We know they put heroin and cocaine in our community. We know they put abortion clinics on every corner. We know they did things to purposely destroy our households. We know. We saw the things that they did. Jim Crow, racial profiling, lynching, hangings, burning our people alive, sicking dogs and water hoses. These same people, the same people, we refuse to listen to Yah, but we believe everything they tell us. We worship their gods. We follow their customs. Okay? This, for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, the Most High is calling you to repent and turn back to him. Turn back to him that you may be delivered from the troublous times that's ahead. Okay? He says, verse 23, therefore Yah left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua. See that? So Christmas, when you do your research, and it's right here in the scriptures, he said, don't worship Christmas. We read it in Jeremiah 10, verses 1 through 5. But Christmas is the customs and the traditions are of another nation of people. It has nothing to do with the Bible. The same people that actually is racially profiling you, and that's against you. They brought Christmas over here for you to worship. You was brought over here as a slave, and you began to worship all of their holidays. And many of our people are still traumatized from slavery because the holidays were like the only days that our ancestors got rest on the plantation. So they grew to love those holidays because that was the only time where they could really enjoy themselves and eat and not work. And guess what? It's still happening today. Many of you are going to be off from the job that you hate, and you're going to be eating and being with family, and you say it's for family, it's for tradition, it's for the children, it's for my wife or my husband. But I'm here to tell you, the Most High is not playing. Choose this day whom you will serve. Choose this day. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yah. Hallelujah. Hope you got something from this. Peace.